This is a Ubiquiti Amplifi Wi-Fi mesh system. The goal of a Wi-Fi mesh system is to put multiple access points in your house to achieve full Wi-Fi saturation. Most of these systems are expensive, such as the Era, which comes in about $500, but I opted to try this system, which only comes in at just $200. Inside the box, you get 2 extenders, the Amplifi router itself, which includes a USB port, the WAN connection port, 4 LAN ports, and the router is also powered by a micro USB port. The extenders do not have Ethernet ports on them, and it's also worth noting that the extenders in the base $200 model use the wireless N standard. The more expensive Amplifi HD uses the AC standard in the extenders. That kit will run you about $350 though. And if you detach the antenna from the base, don't worry, it's supposed to do that in case you accidentally knock it while it's plugged in. So I was using an ASUS RTN66U router, which at the time when I purchased it about a year ago was considered a mid to high-end wireless AC router. You can see here what my speeds look like in my office, which is one floor directly above the router. The speeds are good, but this isn't really the problem area for me in my house. The goal is to increase the speeds in my backyard, which is located on the opposite side of the house from the router. You can see the speeds suffer, but are still relatively okay. It's very inconsistent though, and sometimes it's decent, sometimes it's terrible. Amplifi claims that this base model can blanket 10,000 square feet with solid Wi-Fi performance. The setup though was ridiculously easy. I just plugged in the router, and with the Amplifi app, I entered an SSID and password for the network, and I was in business. Next, it was time to install the extenders. This was easy as well. I just put one in my office and one in my wife's office, which shares a wall with the backyard on the second level. Once I plugged the extenders in, 30 seconds later, they automatically connected without me having to configure anything. There are little LEDs to indicate how much signal strength you actually have where the extenders are. In my office, I had full bars, while in my wife's office, she was missing 1 bar, which is expected given where the office is located. Now let's see what performance looks like. Here's from my office. You can see that I easily achieved double the speed. And then from my backyard, you can also see that again, I achieved double the speed, but more importantly though, the performance was just way more consistent. So there you have it folks, a $200 Wi-Fi mesh system that doubled the Wi-Fi performance in my 1,500 square foot house. This has actually been one of my favorite tech purchases recently. I could have created a similar system by buying separate Wi-Fi routers and configuring them myself, but at $200, really this performance is tough to beat. The setup was easy and the performance has been amazing and consistent. Well, that about does it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark, and as always, I'll see you in the cloud.